Hello everyone, LLMs and RAG. RAG, what is it? Why do we need it? And how do we use it? That's what we're going to clear up now. So let's get started. LLMs, meaning large language models. These LLMs have been trained on a vast corpus of data, usually scraped from all corners of the internet. Of course, this data has been trained, and because it has been trained in the past, the data can get pretty stale pretty quick. Today is July 24th, 2025, and this week, both Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne died. Do you think ChatGPT knows this right away? No. And the second problem with these LLMs is, how do you use an LLM with your private corpus of data? Maybe you're a legal firm or a research corporation and you have a lot of data that's private, that is not available, and you want to use this with an LLM. What do you do? Well, that's where RAG comes in. RAG meaning Retrieval Augmented Generation. And today, I'm going to show you how to incorporate a RAG with an LLM in Azure AI Foundry. But before we start that, I'm also going to give you an intro of how we use a RAG with an LLM. Here we have our traditional LLM workflow. We have our user query or our user prompt, which in this case is what is RAG. We feed it to our LLM, which has been pre-trained on a large corpus of documents, as you already know. And then we get our response or our output. Pretty straightforward. Now, let's insert a RAG into this LLM workflow. We have our user prompt, and before we feed that to the LLM, we are going to go against a vector DB, that's our retrieval there, and we are going to do a semantic search against our corpus, which can be our private documents or more up-to-date information. And we're going to retrieve documents via a vector DB search. And we're going to take that and combine it into our prompt and feed that to our LLM. And then the LLM is going to use both our original prompt and this retrieved information and generate a user response. Okay, that was a lot, but that was the important background information we needed. Now that we have that, we can go in Azure and actually build something. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to create a resource group to keep this all organized. So I'll go in here and call this demo rag, and I'm going to put this in the East region. Let's just bring this up a bit. Don't need tags right now. Let's create that. There we go. Now let's create our storage account where we're going to store our data. We're going to create it in a container. So let's create our storage account. Make sure it's in the same resource group. Let's call it demo reg storage. Are we allowed? No, we have to. Yeah, okay. So we're in the East. Oh, already. Let's just do that. Make sure it's unique. Okay, demo reg. We don't have to worry about all this. We're just going to create the default. Let's just go ahead and review it, see if it passes here. Again, this is going to be to store all of our data that we're going to use in our RAG, our Retrieval Augmented Generation. So let's go ahead and do that. It is deploying. Let's wait here for a second. Okay, our storage account here has been deployed. Now let's go to it. Let's create our container. Now what I'm going to do for this, let me just bring this up here. Where is it here? Our array, or what I'm going to actually have for data. So I went to Kaggle.com. Kaggle.com is a great place to It has a lot of models and data sets. You can learn a lot about AI and machine learning. Great website, you should check it out. But they have a lot of great data sets. So I went here and I found one, Netflix. It has a, it's not too big. It's only 200 values in this one because I don't want anything too big. I want to be able to test this. It just has a bunch of movies, a bunch of data on the movie, the actors, the name, obviously. Is it showing all the fields here? Let's go here. The director, yes, the description, so apply that. Let's scroll over here. But basically, I want to use this in our RAG system. So what I want our model to do is to go and only use movies and TV shows that exist here in this file. And I'm going to download this. I already downloaded it as a CSV file. I think you can download that here. And this is what we're going to place in our storage container in Azure. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's create a container. Let's call it Netflix. Create that. Let's go to our container. And let's just upload that file. Here it is here. Open it. And upload. And there it is. So again, it's just one big CSV file. Normally, for a RAG system, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't even use a storage account. Maybe we'd have this in Cosmos or Mongo or some other database. And now we need to create our Azure search. But before that, we actually need to deploy a model that will allow the search to create our vector embeddings. Okay, I hope I haven't confused you too much. As I said, before we do the search and create our index, we need to tell it what model it's going to use to create the vector embeddings, the word embeddings. So to do that, we have to actually go into OpenAI first. I have it here. We're going to Azure OpenAI. I'm going to create our Azure AI Foundry resource. Let's create that into the same resource group. Kirk, demo, OpenAI. Create a standard pricing tier. Everything else we can leave as default, no tags. Hopefully this allows us to create it. Let's wait for the validation, and we are good. Let's go ahead and deploy it. There, that is done. Now let's go to our resource. And now we actually open this up in AI Foundry here, the portal. It's a different portal than Azure. It's going to load up ai.azure.com. And here we are. So right now, as I said, we have to deploy a model to tell our search which model to use to create our embeddings. So let's do that. A base model that allows us to do embeddings. Text embeddings, large. See the task here, we can do embeddings. Let's do that. I think everything is fine here. And that's that. Okay, now let's see if we can go back here. Our demo rag. Let's create our search service. I think it's Azure AI search. Search, is it? Yeah, AI search. Let's create one. Pick the right resource group. Demo rag search. Are we allowed to do that? Demo rag search. Yep. Let's put it in ECUS2. I think this is pretty pricey, so make sure if you're following along, delete these because they are not cheap. I think we're fine with the defaults. I don't need to create tags. Yeah, see, this is $249 a month. So yeah, I'm gonna create it and then delete it for after this demo. Let's create it. That's there. That's there. It's quick. Let's go to it. Now, Azure makes this so simple to create our vector database in the search service, or our index, our vector index. So let's go ahead and let's do that. As I said, we have all our Netflix data in storage container, our blob storage. And we are going to create a RAG. It's here. I think we are fine. Oh yeah, the storage container, Netflix. Yeah, we're good. I'm just going to create an API key for now. Yes, this will incur costs. We know that. Azure OpenAI, yeah, Kirk. Yes. And this is where I said we have to select the model to create our embeddings. That's right. This, we're not gonna, we can do more stuff, but we're just gonna be creating embeddings based on the text, because it's just a text in our storage right now. Schedule, we're just gonna do this once. RAG, let's just call it, can I create Netflix? RAG Netflix search. Let's do that just so I know what it is. And yeah, this is for semantic search. I think I selected that. Yeah, semantic ranker enabled. So we're good. Let's do that. And yes, I created that pretty quickly. Great. Okay, let's go in here. Let's just see what we have here. Yes, we have our data. Let's just do a quick search to see what we get back with nothing. Okay, so as you can see, we have our embeddings. Embeddings allow us to do semantic search. I might have to explain that, what that is, but it's not a full text search. I might create another tutorial on that. But you see it all here in our index, in their search. Yeah, and again, I would probably break this up into smaller chunks. I wouldn't have everything in one CSV file. It's a lot easier to see it and perform a search, but there it is, it's there. Okay, now that we have our search index created here, let's go back into AI Foundry here, and let's start using this with our agent. Let's go into Playgrounds, and let's go in here and let's, let me see here. Oh yeah, we got to deploy our model first to actually use this. So let's go in here and create our chat model. Let's go to GPT, whoops, GPT 4.0, chat completion. And this is the East US, so let's go ahead and use this. And we need to deploy it. And let's open this in our playground. There, so now we have this model deployed. This is going to be our LLM that we're going to use to give us data, give us movie recommendations or TV show recommendations based on the data, only the data that's in our RAG, which is Netflix data that I showed you in that data set. To do that, we are going to connect it. So let's add our data source. Again, this is Azure. This is making it very simple to connect our RAG here to our data source. So let's go create our, sorry, not blob storage. We already have our AI search here, so we can do semantic search. Demo RAG, yes. We don't need to do this. I think that's right. Search index, yes. Semantic search and our configuration, let's pick that. This is semantic search, of course. I'm going to pick a API key, again, for security reasons. If I was to deploy this, that's a whole nother topic about security, but I wouldn't be using an API key. Save and close. There. Now let's go ahead and create our prompts. Okay, the first thing we'll do, let's create our system prompt, because this is not that good. Give it a system prompt. Makes our agent work a lot better. So let's say you are an AI assistant that helps people find, let me see here, find movie recommendations, movie and TV show recommendations, on Netflix. Use only the movies and TV shows that are given in the prompt, and give the user a concise and detailed response. I'm not a prompt engineer. I'm just creating something quickly so we just know that we're only going to be using our RAG, really. So that's that. Let's give this a try. So let's say I like thrillers. Give me some recommendations. That's pretty general, but let's give it a try here. Make sure this is just working. Okay, so we have, let's, I didn't see how many to give. Anyway, okay, it gave 4 recommendations here. Here's some thriller recommendations on the provide data. How do we know this is working? Okay, so I actually loaded up the file here. So what did we get back? We got back dark skies. Is that in here? Dark sky. Yes. So it seems to be working. Let's do another test. Let's do a new chat. Can we clear this? I like Bruce Willis. Give me something to watch with Bruce Willis. Let's see what it does. What's your favorite Bruce Willis film? Pulp Fiction? That's mine. Didn't give us Pulp Fiction. Gave us Tears in the Sun and Extraction, which I'm guessing are in our CSV file here. Let's see. What did it say? Tears of the Sun? Yes, and here, so you can see it's Bruce Willis. And it gave us back the description, genre, rating, everything is looking great. And did not give us Pulp Fiction because I'm assuming Pulp Fiction is not in here. I'd be surprised if it is. Nope, so it's not. Great, it is working. Awesome. Okay, I hope you got the idea of how easy this is. Azure makes this so simple, and this is a very simple example, but I just want to show you something here. The code, this is Python code, but this is, I want to show you how this actually works. It goes against our OpenAI endpoints, and you can see in our prompts, this is our system prompt and our user prompt, and here is, in the assistant, this is what it got back from our RAG, and this is what it's feeding into our GTP model to get to create our recommendations. It's only using stuff here in the assistant. I just wanted to show you that because, again, how agentic RAG works is it puts what it gets from our vector DB into the prompt. Okay, that's it for now, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to create AI agent, agentic RAG, to search against your data. I'm having fun and I hope you did too, and I will see you next time.